energy to be crazy.
Welcome back to the Faking Sanity podcast.
Are we keeping that?
Yeah.
Hi!
I'm Lou, or Ange.
I'm Cindy.
And we're Faking Sanity. This is the other side of our bookshop. You get to see the books today.
Mm-hmm.
And we apparently match-ish.
Ish. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. And if you're new, welcome to the craziness. And
Yes.
Yeah.
That describes it well.
Yeah. It's actually been fun. We met a couple of people who've come by, either podcast viewers or whatever, and they're like, it's so weird because we feel like we know you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. We are crazy. We're a little less crazy when we're actually working.
Yeah.
Because there's normals in the store then.
You don't want to let the Muggles know you're crazy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Anyway,
Okay,
so that's us. We run a shop in Dawson Creek, BC, and we do some knitting.
And apparently there's some music in my head.
Apparently.
You know.
You have some knitting. Show some knitting.
Knitting! So, I only have one whip. Well, I just cast this on while she was trying to write down what we were going to talk about, because, yeah.
I
But
need a list.
basically, I have been knitting this for 2 weeks non-stop.
It's massive. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be even massiver.
Massiver. Hey?
Massiver.
It
is great.
long.
It is a test knit. It's called Indecisive by Kyle Vey, who's knit Halatio on Ravelry. It is
I'm
beautiful.
guessing he's from Toronto.
Yeah, he is. We
won't hold it against him.
Well, we might.
I'm from Montreal.
I'm from the West, so you know.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And I have this much left of the second skein, and then there's a third skein. It's massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
Look at the detail.
It's really easy.
It's just
because it's mainly garter, and then you've just got this neat texture.
Yeah.
And it's lovely, and it's going to be a massive, big, wrappy shawl.
and a really nice edge.
Yeah. And I'm doing it out of Belle fingering, which apparently is my go-to shawl.
Yeah, you've
yarn
done a few now.
lately. It's a 80/20 merino superwash and nylon.
It's really nice.
And this is Laguna, and I took the last of it. Actually, there was one left, and it's sold. But I love it.
Thief.
It's very green with a bit of blue. It's a lot like Solace by.
Oh yeah, the Malibu Girl.
Yeah, someone was like, "Oh, you're knitting with Solace," and I was like, "No, I'm
Liz
not."
mentioned that. It looks a lot like her Solace shawl.
Yeah. But it is, it's a great base. I am loving the pattern.
I still want to knit it.
It's a really
I also want to
simple
steal
knit.
this one
Yeah,
from
it's
her.
a really simple knit. The instructions look really, really confusing, but they're not. It's super clear. It's just, it's really, it was really hard for him to write out, I think, is the thing. But
it's a long pattern because of how you need to do it. But it's easy.
I love this, and it changes directions, and then I just started the next direction changes.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I'm totally gonna knit it.
Yeah, I love it. So that has been my whip, pretty much nonstop in all my spare time that I wasn't reading.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks.
No, you worked on Rebecca's wedding shawl
not
a bit
at all.
too.
Not a bit of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's gonna be fabulous.
I love it.
And whether you like it or not, I'm gonna have a matching one in a different color.
I don't care.
I think I might dye some yarn. I was dyeing some black, and I didn't get the saturation quite right, and I got this really gorgeous gray. So I think I'm going to dye myself a gray gradient.
Yes. That would be
shawl.
lovely.
Yeah.
I kind of want to adjust it for a DK as well. I think it would be really nice in our squishy DK.
Yeah. Would you make it even bigger, or just
No, I think I would make it
decrease the number of stitches and rows?
Make it maybe about the same size, or
Oh, it'd be
I don't know.
so squishy.
yeah, I don't know. I love it though. It's a great pattern. So it's called Indecisive, and I'll let you know as soon as it's out.
We saw this week. It's just totally a tangent, and it's not in my notes, so I'm taking full responsibility for throwing us off track. Somebody came in and brought in her shawl she had been working on to show us, and she did it out of James Brett DK and some of our Faking Sanity.
What's Eating Gilbert
DK
Grape?
and What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing. It was one of the Sylvia McFadden shawls with the little short
Rips
row
of-
lace rips
Yeah.
in the fabric.
Ugh.
And it was so squishy.
So pretty.
And I
It was
have
massive.
4 of those big balls of James Brett. And they were destined for a cardigan, but I think
You're never gonna knit
I
sweaters.
think I might change it to a big cozy winter shawl. I think I've been
Someday.
I've been in, I need a TARDIS. There's
There
too
is
many
so
things.
much knitting I want to do, and
so
so
many
much
cool
reading,
things coming out all the time, and new yarns and new books and
not enough time.
yeah, TARDIS.
This whole
the
working
solution.
60 hours a week thing too, kind of,
Yeah.
derails us.
Yeah.
But that's right. What's your whip?
I have a whip. It's yarn. No, it's my dad's socks. You get to see them early. Sorry. You'll get to know if I'm running late and they're not ready for Christmas too, apparently. My dad watches the podcast, but that's okay.
I'll keep her on track.
He loves...
You'll get your socks.
He loves his socks, although apparently he's been wearing them outside without shoes again. My mom was saying he was going to send me back a package with some of the socks that he's blown out the heels in. And she was like, if you wear them without heels, she does not have time to, or without shoes, she does not have time to fix them for you.
Yeah.
But he's totally knitworthy. He really appreciates them. So he likes just plain ribbed socks. So that's what he's getting. Just plain ribbed socks. I might throw a cable in up at the top. And apparently they're a little too short, so I think I might try to make them a little longer with some calf shaping this time. And I'm using my collage interchangeables. I love the swivel heads for Magic Loop. I didn't love the super soft cable because I found it too soft for Magic Loop, so I just went with the firm.
Yeah, and you thought it would be amazing for
Yeah, I love the super soft cable for flat knitting. And I thought I'd love it for Magic Loop, and I don't. But I love the firm cable with the swivel heads. Is perfect. Like, it just flows so nicely, and the needle never kinks up, and it just sits, like, it sits down because it's never twisted and kinked. Love it. So that's my knit. It's not much because I've been spinning like a mad woman this week, but this is my whip.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you want
that's
to show
my
your
only
spinning?
whip.
Well, your spinning is a whip.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
You had said you were going to put it in whips.
Yeah.
See, she has to plan everything else, and then she forgets anyway.
No, it's on my list.
does.
I would have had to put that down and then see my list underneath it.
It's not. I can read it.
Yes, but my whip was right there. This is my spinning. And if it looks like it's glow-in-the-dark bright pink...
It is.
It is. It is totally not my colors, and yet I was drawn to it. So, this is some of the Sea Turtle Fibre Arts Superwash Targhee, and I love Targhee. It's so bouncy, and it floofs up so much, and it's super squishy when you spin it up. But because of those things, it also has a tendency to poof up after you spin it. So, like, the last time I was trying for a DK weight, I got Aaron to bulky because it poofed up so much, even though it looked like DK coming off the wheel. So this time,
failed.
I did. This time I took it into account, and it is a very,
very
very
thin.
thin. This is 2 plies, so it's about light fingering, bordering on lace weight on the thinner spots, but mostly light fingering. And I'm planning to do a chain ply, so it'll be 3 plies, so I should get a fingering once I ply it up, which should leave me with a sport to DK once it's plied, or once it's washed,
Yeah.
which is the goal. And I'm not sure if this will become a ridiculously bright shawl, because it should be about 700 yards, I think, because it was a
gonna keep it?
bigger skein. So it might be for me, or it might be a gift or something I sell. I'm not sure, but it's got the little light pink sections, but it's also got flashes of like a corally orange in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's picking up the orange so
Yeah,
much
I
because
don't
the
think it
pink is
is.
blowing out.
Yeah.
The pink is just blowing out the camera, but it does have some flashes of orange, and I just love it. And it was such a fun spin. I love Targhee. If you're a spinner and haven't tried it yet, go try it out. You can buy some from us. You can buy some from pretty much any American dyer. Targhee and Cormo are both easier to get in the States, but it's fabulous.
Or from Sea Turtle.
Or from Sea Turtle Fibre Arts. She sells her own online.
she's going on holiday with
SeaTurtleFibreArts.com. And she's on holiday right now, but it's fabulous
Yeah.
stuff. And the prep was amazing. So that's my
Your whip. Excellent.
It even makes my face look pink.
Your face is pink. It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
That's going to be the screenshot.
Yeah, probably. I think
I like it. It's
sorry, we're shaking the camera a bit because
it's her. She's knocking the table today,
This
not
table's
me.
a little shakier than some of the other tables we've used.
Yeah, maybe. We're trying to shift things around to try and get better lighting for you guys. So we'll see. We'll figure out something that works.
Yeah.
It's just by the time we figure it out, the sun has moved places and it's time to find a new spot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, that's it for my whips.
Oh, so we're on to FOs.
Yes.
Well, I have an FO, but it's not knitting.
Oh yes.
It's
Show
chainmail.
Show it.
It is keychain.
Oh, hold it up higher.
Okay, so this says platform 9 3/4, and then it's got a chainmail spot. So I did one for each house. This is the Slytherin. It's the only one I haven't sold yet. And then it's got a key ring and clip, so you can clip it onto your bag or whatever. But I had a lot of fun with them. It's just a box chain.
They're so cute. I love those.
Yeah. I think I maybe mentioned them last time, but
I think you mentioned you were working on them, but hadn't.
I was done them because I sent them with Michelle to the Canada Day.
But
thing.
So you didn't show them because she
show
had
them.
them. Yeah,
but yeah, so they're really cool. I've got some more of these.
They're really fun.
These medallion things.
I love the chain too.
Yeah, and I just have so much fun with chainmail.
Yeah,
and I've been kind of sick of everything I normally make, so this was something different.
Yeah. It's so funny because when I had chainmail, or when I had Harry Potter aromatherapy necklaces, Slytherin was the one that sold first.
Mm-hmm. It all just depends on who sees them.
Yeah, and with these, it's the last one to sell. Yeah. It's just funny.
Oh, and I have an order for more once as soon as these come in. I forgot.
Yeah, that's right.
Because nobody apparently that I make stuff for is Slytherin. They're all
everybody's
Hufflepuff.
a Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff for Ravenclaw. There's maybe one Gryffindor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any FOs.
Yes, you do.
I have some dyeing.
You have that's FOs.
I have dyeing FOs.
She finished some dyeing.
So I had talked about dyeing up some rainbow sets for Pride Month in June. And I was determined to get them done. It was dry by June 30th, but I hadn't had time to get the listing up. So they went up on like July 2nd. But these are our rainbow sets. So they go down red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and they're just braided together. But it is six individual mini skeins, and it's our Faking Sanity Compulsion base, and it's a really nice, like, sturdy sock yarn, but it's soft. It's not scratchy at all, but it is nice and durable for socks if you do want it for that. I've got some socks planned, not with this colorway, but with one of the other ones. And it's
I have some rainbow stuff right now, or I might have to.
You do have some rainbow stuff. You don't need more.
I don't need more.
You have lots of rainbow stuff.
I love rainbow though.
But yeah, because it's 6 colors, we did 120 grams, so it's over 500 yards. So like 480 meters. So it's a good yardage for a shawl too, if you want.
Yeah.
A shawl. So I thought that'd be fun. So these are up now in our shop and on our Etsy shop.
Yeah.
And then I did
because everybody knows Rainbow Pride for LGBT.
Yeah.
LGBTQIA plus, whatever you want to call it. Actually, a quilt bag is, I think, my favorite. I think that's more common. Quilt bag. Anyway, it's more common in Australia. It's QUILT. So anyway, it has all the same letters. But there are other pride flags as well. And so
there are lots of different groups within the pride community, or within the LGBTQ community. So like whether you're gay or lesbian or ace or non-binary. And so this one is the non-binary colorway set. This is just a blank band because I haven't banded it yet. And the white looks blown out because the yellow is so bright. But see if I can get a more accurate color representation here. So this is the non-binary flag. It's yellow, white, purple, and black. And these are up in our shop now. I just finished them yesterday. So I just got them. Yeah,
because yesterday was the non-binary.
International Non-Binary Day. Yeah. So I just found out about it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we had talked about doing a bunch of these sets. And I wanted to do, like, it's a charity line where we're donating $1 from every sale to charity. And then I found out that there was like an international recognition day that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
So I changed my plan. My next one was not going to be this one, but
you did it really quick.
Luckily, it was an easy one to do.
And then Friday night, I knit up a little mini sock.
I love the mini socks.
With the leftovers, and I actually made it a keychain. So I'm actually selling those online. I don't know if they'll go, but I just wanted to see how they all go. And it's just so cute.
Mini socks are so
cute. Mini socks are so much fun.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that I am having a lot of fun with them.
They are so fun. And I had mentioned on one of the groups I'm in on Ravelry. Wow, that was hard to say.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had mentioned that I was going to try to do something for this, and a friend just said, "Oh, let us know when you do." And then as soon as I did, Cass was like, "Oh, I'm going to go tweet about it right away." So that was really sweet.
Yeah. So that was that. And then you have some other dyeing too.
I do. This was the original plan for the next dyeing batch. So you've seen a prototype of this one, I think.
The prototype?
The prototype had a bit more white in it.
A lot more red too.
And a bit more red. And this one is about equally green and red. And it's got an accompanying mini. You can get it with or without, but our friend Liz asked if she could get an accompanying mini, so I decided to dye some up. And it's on our Compulsion, it's on our Persuasion base, which is the MCN, and it's super soft.
You haven't said the name.
Oh, it's Christmas in July, because it's July, and that's a thing out east. And one of our staff had never really heard about it being a thing.
We talked about Christmas in July here, so.
Okay, but yeah, Christmas in July. And it's green and red, so it's a micro striping colorway if you're knitting socks. So it'll be about...
it won't look like this on regular socks.
Yeah. Larger sizes, it'll be about one stripe of red and one stripe of the green speckle. And then there is 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and it's super soft. Your sock is creeping me out. And it's 365 yards of the MCN, of the Persuasion base. And then there's another 25-gram mini of the green, which is 109 yards. And that I decided to do on the Compulsion base. So it's a little bit sturdier for heels and toes so that they don't wear out as fast. So you don't have to worry about the softness of cashmere. So I'm really thrilled with it.
She makes that sound like she did it on purpose.
What sound?
You made it sound like you did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't.
I didn't. Okay, so I was like,
all the minis.
I'm dyeing minis, and minis are for heels and toes. So I'm dyeing the Compulsion because that's what I've been dyeing, the minis and the heels and toes stuff all along. And then I was like, uh-oh, this is not the same basis.
No,
but then when I thought
they're like
about
the
it,
same. They're the same plumpness and everything. Like they'll be perfect, and with a little bit more nylon.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, well, and I thought like I can totally dye the MCN.
Yeah.
To match, but I was like, most people who are wanting the mini aren't doing it for a shawl; they're doing it for socks. So I thought, then as I thought about it, I thought I actually like the sturdier sock yarn for the heel.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, so I've got some of these that are just Christmas in July, and some that are Christmas in July with a little extra Christmas tree.
Extra Christmas. That's what you should call it.
Extra Christmas on the side.
This was my other FO. I did it last night because I was like, we're doing a Christmas in July knit along. I need to knit some Christmas stuff because I've been just working on this shawl, but maybe I'll make this shawl a present.
Are you going to add a loop on that one?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm going to do a bunch of little mini socks with loops so they can be ornaments, or I can make garlands or something.
So just to show the green off more closely, so it's a pale green in most places with darker green speckles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's the prototype, so it's a little bit different.
This was the prototype one.
It's the same idea in the new one.
But yeah, so we'll call this Christmas in July beta.
Sure. But alphas come before betas.
Yes, but beta is the test.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Christmas in July 0.5. Okay. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the mini socks. So that was my break from my shawl last night. I knit a mini sock.
That's fun.
Yeah, and now I'm knitting another one.
The same color? You're going to do the same?
I'm going to do a bunch of them, and then I can do them as ornaments or garlands or anything like that.
They'd be really cute Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm doing them. Silly.
On a Christmas tree? That'd be adorable.
Yeah. Yeah. So. That's all our FOs, isn't it?
It is. We didn't do much. So spinning really fine takes me a lot of time. So
well, and
that's
I've
been
been
the
knitting and
biggest thing.
knitting and knitting on a shawl.
And
so.
I've been dyeing and knitting. So
Okay.
and spinning. So, but we do have our charity along wrapped up. And we said we'd give a couple of extra days for people to get their last projects in when we podcasted last time. And so we've closed the... Sorry.
You've lost your voice.
I've lost my voice.
You want me to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, so we closed the thread, obviously, a while back, but we did a draw for a prize. So we had 10 participants, which was kind of cool. We got to see all sorts of neat charity stuff, and something I had never heard about before, the bonding squares.
Yeah.
It's for like mothers and preemie babies that have to stay in the hospital, and they can...
And have to stay separated.
Yeah,
intakes or whatever.
yeah, and they can keep them with them, and then they switch them. I don't know if my hospital takes those, but I'm going to find out because I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we drew, and the winner is
Da, 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 da.
Dingle Kringle.
Dingle Kringle, which sounds very festive and Christmassy.
It is.
So
Yeah.
well fitting.
And she did a cute little candy corn hat.
Yeah.
But
She did a couple of projects, I think, didn't she?
that's just the one I remember.
Yeah.
So the prize for this is going to be a pattern of your choice from Ravelry
Yes.
or elsewhere online, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, keep it simple.
Okay,
She's on
Ravelry.
Ravelry, and we did it on Ravelry. So, yeah, just contact us on Ravelry PM, either Cindy or myself or the Faking Sanity account, and let us know which single pattern you'd like. Anything of your choice. There's no dollar limit as long as it's a single pattern and not an ebook, and we will send that off to you.
Yeah. So pick a good expensive one.
Or just one you've been
Kidding.
wanting for a
I'm
while.
kidding.
But, she had... I stalked her profile. And
Yeah, we were trying to figure out, where
there
she
was a
was.
pattern,
Yeah, and if there was a pattern, like if she had
a wish
patterns
list
in
for
her wish
patterns.
list, but she didn't. So.
Yeah, so we decided to just say, contact us and let us know what you like. But she has Hoki's new, the really long coat. I forget what it's called now, but she had that in her queue, and I was like, oh, that'd be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she had one of the sisters' shawls, the My Sister shawl.
Yep.
From the
Cozy Up.
Cozy Up.
Stitch and Sisters.
No, they've just rebranded. It's just
Cozy Up.
Cozy Up.
Well, Cozy Up Designs
Knits
is.
now.
Oh, okay.
Cozy Up knits. But
Okay.
they're...
Because it was too long.
I think just...
Okay.
I'm not sure. But they've just
Okay.
rebranded. They have a cool logo and everything.
So, yeah.
So contact us. Congratulations on your win. And thanks to everybody who participated, whether you donated to reserves or hospitals or just a friend in
Ronald
need,
McDonald House.
a Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, there were some really cute things.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yes, we really...
I feel like it's hard to make a big difference, but if we all do a little bit, it makes a big difference in the end. So thanks for everybody who participated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So our other make-along, we actually still have two, but we won't talk about the Knit to Alaska one this time. Y'all know about it. You can put your things in both knit-alongs. But right now we're doing Christmas in July. So that's anything you're knitting for that's Christmassy. Things from yarn you got for Christmas.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Christmas, by the way.
Yeah.
We're just
Hanukkah,
doing-
Kwanzaa, just any gift-giving holiday
Yes.
of your choice. If you can convince me it's related to gift-giving in some way, or it's Christmassy or festive,
Yeah.
it's good enough.
Yeah. Christmas gifts, anything you're knitting, Christmas related or holiday related.
Yeah.
That is cool.
And we've decided to extend that one a bit, just because some projects are a bit bigger, or some people might be wanting to do a few Christmas gifts to get ahead. So we're going, and I, at this rate, won't be done in 2 weeks. So I need another couple of weeks for sure. So we're going to extend it till the middle of August.
Yeah.
And then everybody who participates will get an entry into the draw. And we had
cool
an
prize for this one?
awesome prize donation.
That's so weird. We got like a prize donation. Anyway,
did.
it's from our friend Liz, who comes to our knit night, and she is fabulous.
Yes, and she makes the piece-by-piece quilt bags, quilted or fabric knitting bags, project bags. I can talk, really.
She can't talk.
I can't talk.
No.
Sorry, Liz. Liz makes these wonderful knitting project bags. Her company name is called Piece by Piece, and she donated this awesome Christmassy themed one for our Christmas in July giveaway prize.
Sorry, it's
And
our
so she's got this beautiful vintage pattern. On the front, it's got a little skating rink and a snowman, and on the back, it's got deers and a little cabin and some kids walking down the lane. And there's beautiful coordinating fabrics on the top and bottom, nice screens to make it all Christmassy. And the inside, I don't know if this is going to show. The inside is this beautiful,
No.
there we go. It's all like tone on tone white with Christmas decorations. So there's bells and trumpets, and it's just beautiful. And it's kind of her sock sack size, so it fits a skein or two very easily. I can fit my big skein of my dad's socks.
I have one of hers too.
With loads of room to spare. Like, that's just the needles up here, but there's loads of room on the end and still lots on top too. So they're great bags, and they're so well made. Her stitching is so nice. So.
Oh, and we have to show
the double drawstring, and that'll be one of her prizes.
Excuse me, this isn't a surprise, but she made this great tote bag for one of our other knit night ladies.
One of the bigger styles.
We just wanted to show it off. It's just so cute. It's the sheepy fabric that Ange got a bag out of.
Yeah.
And it's got this lovely
swirly fabric.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah, and it's
huge.
It's got a nice welt on the side to give it a good width
and
when you
it's
open
perfectly
it. Reversible.
Reversible.
All her bags are.
Yeah.
All of her bags, other than the tag being on one side or the other.
Yeah.
She stitches them so that there is not a single seam that isn't reversible. Oh, and this is the way I should have done it, because you can see the fabric much better.
Anyway,
But,
we just
yeah.
wanted to show this off because it was so cute, and yeah, she made that for a friend of ours, Janet.
Yeah, and Janet hadn't realized on the fabric, the sheep, there are different sheep, and some of them have little knitting needles in as like hair accessories.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see if I can show one. This one right there. Anyway,
It's really cute.
it's cute.
I love my bag. I'm using mine. It's my dad's
I'm
sock
using
bag right
my
now.
other one from my one that Liz gave me last Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Liz, and it's been so nice. She hadn't been able to come to our knit night for ages, and
now
has
she
started
is.
coming back again, and it's been so fun. So we love getting to talk with other knitters. It's
So
a lot
you
of
said
fun.
we were extending it. Did you say until when?
Yeah, until August 15th, so an extra 2 weeks. And then we'll do a draw at the end.
For a
And
pretty prize.
yeah,
Yeah.
we might put a little something in the project bag, or we might do a second prize. I'm not sure. So we'll see. We'll decide when we get there.
Okay.
So I think that's it for our knitting.
Well,
but
I've
we
got
have
a knitting book. Yep.
Knitting book review time.
We've been trying to talk about at least one knitting book or
Every couple of podcasts.
or something.
Yeah.
I just got this from Amazon. It's the Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible.
It looks amazing.
It is so cool. Like, I'll just show you just the patterns, and then it's just charts. So Japanese knitting is really interesting because basically all chart symbols are standardized. Thank you. I'm like, what's the word?
Yeah.
So you know how on a lot of, if you do chart knitting, a lot of times every chart has different symbols for things. Well, in all of Japan, it is standardized, and so they included this for us. It's a little.
What I thought was funny is, like it says, you know, they're all standardized, so you don't need a legend for what stitches symbols mean. But that includes all the not super common stitches too. Like some of these symbols are pretty intricate.
Yes.
Because they have to include all of them, because nobody includes a legend, because they are all standardized.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like, check out that one.
like that's one symbol for a chart. It's insane.
It is really cool though.
I love some
and it's got like, they're all just kind of, I like them because they tend to combine cables and lace.
Yeah. Or twisted stitches and
Yeah.
lace. I really like.
just
There's a
like-
yoke section too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's
an
really
edging
cool.
section
Edging.
that looks gorgeous.
And yeah, they're just really cool patterns. So
Yeah.
I picked this up because I had seen it on a podcast, actually.
Yeah.
On Bakery Bears.
I've seen a few podcasts.
Yeah, a few people have talked about it, but I actually like saw it on that one.
Yeah.
And and so I have some ideas. I'm just because I tend to
Pick a stitch pattern. And
yeah, I just put a stitch pattern on a sock or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited. There's some cool ones that I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I saw a couple that I thought would be awesome for a hat or a cowl that I really would love.
It's by Hitomi Shida. Sorry, Hitomi Shida. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool. We both love resource books, and I can see this one being useful for a long time.
I bet you knows.
It's allergy season.
It is.
It is.
Hate allergies.
So I think that's it for our knitting content. If you are not up for our Culture Consumed segment, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next time. And now we'll just blather about books and movies and
I make funny faces.
And her itchy nose, apparently.
Okay.
Crazy
I'm fine.
person.
I'm perfectly fine.
So, what have you been reading?
Oh! Well, I've been reading a lot, actually. I did the read-a-thon.
Did you finish your books, all your challenges?
I finished all the challenges. So there were 5 challenges. It's a read-a-thon, E-H-a-thon.
Canadians say A.
Yeah. So Canadian authors, and it went July 1st to July 8th. And there are 5 challenges. Something by a Canadian woman, something with red on the cover, something set in a province you haven't visited.
Right.
Something by an indigenous author, and something with E and H in the title. So I actually completed all 5 challenges with 3 books, but I was actually reading some more than that. So I read From Anna by Jean Little, which is a kid's book that I've read a few times before, and it's lovely. And I just hadn't read it in ages. And it had red on the cover, and it's set in a province I have not been to before, which is Ontario. Well, I've been to it in that I've gone to the airport in Toronto and then out of the airport in Toronto.
Yeah,
but
if you didn't leave the building, I don't
you know
think
what,
it
I
counts.
realized we did leave the building. We got in at like 2 in the morning, and we went to a hotel and slept for 4 hours, and then went back to the airport at 6. So, yeah, anyway.
Cheating on a Canadian challenge.
Totally cheating.
It's so un-Canadian, you
And
hoser.
then... and then I read Bellwether by Susanna Kearsley, and she's one of my favorite authors. Yeah. And
did you like it as much as her other
I
ones?
really loved it. I think it might have become my favorite one. Maybe. One of my favorites, definitely. But it has E and H in the title, and was by a Canadian woman. And then I read 7 Generations, a Plains Cree saga, which is a graphic novel.
That one looked really interesting.
And yeah, it was really good. It made me bawl because it dealt with a lot of history. But yeah, and so those 3 actually finished the 5 challenges. But then I started reading another one that I had picked up because I thought, oh, it'd be good too. And it was 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl by Mona Awad, and hated it. Now, I don't usually hate books. I either am indifferent. Like sometimes they're just like, meh. I actively hated it. I don't know why. The characters weren't likable. The situations weren't likable. Yeah, I obviously it was written well enough that it made me angry.
Yeah, like
I wanted to throw it across the room. So I quit after 60, and it was only like 200 pages long. I was like, I can do this. No matter what, 60 pages, I was just like, I cannot do this. This is making me miserable. Yeah. So I didn't finish that one. Other people might love it, I'm sure. I did not. And so instead I picked up Annabelle by Kathleen Winter, which I just barely started when the readathon finished, so I'm not pushing myself to, I've read maybe a chapter or so, but yeah. And it's set in Newfoundland, so that will actually be a province I've never even set foot in. So, cool. But yeah.
I've been reading more of my Michio Kaku science book. It's a slow read, so I just read a couple of chapters a night, but Last podcast, I had talked about the Imitation Game and how I just started it and I was really loving it and it'd be easy to finish in the 2 weeks. And then I spent 2 weeks looking for this book. I couldn't find it. This morning I grabbed my podcasting bag and it was right next to my show notes binder. Like,
good job.
Found the book. So I guess I'll finish that one this week.
Yeah.
But I'm almost done the Michio Kaku, which means I will start the Byron Green one next. Or possibly all the Turtles All the Way Down, the John Green.
You have so many books.
So many books that I've started and wasn't in the mood for, or have taken home from the store because they came in and I went, oh, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really in the mood for the sciencey ones, so I might just go to the Brian Green next, but
that's cool.
We'll see.
And then there's also audiobook of one of the Michio Kaku books.
Yes.
From the library, if you want to listen to that one.
I'm thinking I might. There are so many subscription services now for courses or videos of some sort, and like Curiosity Stream is one of them that has a lot of documentaries. And I had tried it before, and it didn't find it great because a lot of the science documentaries were very old. A documentary about Mars from 10 years ago.
We've learned so much
since
then.
There's been so much new stuff since then. But I've heard that they've updated a lot of their content. So I was thinking I might try it again. And and the great courses, because I love the great courses, and there were still some that I enjoyed.
History documentaries don't go out of date quite so. I mean, occasionally they will.
You find out something new and groundbreaking,
or the style changes a lot. But I read a lot of history.
Everything is completely wrong.
Yeah. So it's okay to watch some older history documentaries. Mm-hmm. But So
that's
Curiosity Stream would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, but the one I started last night is Curse of Chalion by Lois McMaster Bujold.
I love her.
And I have read like every one of her sci-fi books. Love her. I've never read any of her fantasy, and I am really enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting so far.
Would I like it?
Probably. I'm only like 5 chapters in, but really liking it. But okay, so she's one of our favorite authors because she writes the Miles Varkosigan series.
I love Miles.
I just brought one of them. This is Komar, which is like the 10th or something.
No.
Yeah.
7th or 8th.
No. There's
It's been a long time since I've read it, but
they're a fabulous series. Everyone should read them.
Yeah.
Every book is a little different style.
And I think if you liked Firefly, like the TV show Firefly, and like the space opera-iness of it, the cowboy, like, I think you'd love Lois McMaster Bujold's
And
Miles series.
we disagree on where we should start. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, just where to start.
I think you can start with book 1 or 2, either way, because one starts, it's very much like a prequel, like it's Cordelia's.
It's Miles's parents' story, mainly Cordelia. And
how his parents met and stuff. And then the second one starts with him, but it throws you in the middle of a story.
Yeah,
but I don't mind that.
Really, pretty much any of them you could read, except Memory. Memory, you really gotta know. Like, Memory's my favorite, I think.
There are a few later on. Like, once Mark's in the picture, if you started with those, it wouldn't make sense.
It explains it pretty good. Anyway, they're excellent books. Lois McMaster Bujold, Miles Varkosigan series. Anyway, and so her, at least Curse of Chalion, is excellent as well.
Might have to try
so
that
far.
one.
Yeah, and she has a bunch, so I was like, I don't know why I just hadn't been in the mood for
Is it in the
fantasy.
library? Is that where the audiobooks are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to go check out our library.
Well, right now it won't be available because I've got it.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But, yeah, and I'm enjoying it. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and I listened to some other audiobooks. Because I've been knitting on one thing.
I can't believe... So she doesn't usually knit, like, big garter projects because she gets bored.
I didn't use it lately.
Like, 2 skeins almost entirely of garter, and she's still knitting it and enjoying it. It's so weird. It's more what I knit.
Yeah, lately, like the Russell Street shawl was all garter as well.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
And see, I've always... Garter has been the look that I want to wear, but it's been too boring.
Yeah.
To knit. For a while there, I needed the most challenging knitting possible, challenging lace, challenging cables, anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, lately I think it's just the really well written, squishy, lovely, and knowing that I will wear them patterns.
Yeah.
So.
And now that we're not working in the kitchen all the time, we get to actually wear our knits a little bit more. So.
Well, a little bit.
Well, I've been in the kitchen a lot. I'm baking yarn instead of food, though.
Yes. Yeah. Ah. Oh, you were going to talk about movies you watched, weren't you?
Oh, what was I watching last night? It was called After the After the End. It's another horrible, like, bad B movie. Something's happened and you don't know what. And so the whole movie is this dad and his daughter's boyfriend, who don't get along at all, are going to find their daughter, because something has happened and all communications are down and the internet's down and they can't get a phone signal, so they're going to find her and make sure she's safe. And the whole movie is their trek across the country to find her.
That sounds terrible.
Oh no, it's actually a really fun action movie. But
sounds terrible.
It's, typical post-apocalyptic.
We have different taste in things, obviously.
We agree on a lot of books. We don't watch a lot of the same TV and movies.
No.
It's a bad B movie.
Yeah.
Like, intentionally a bad B movie. And I saw the end and I was like, you've got to be kidding. That is not the end. But it was. And I'm not going to say it because it'll spoil it for anybody who does like bad B movies. But it was a lot of fun. And then I was feeling in the mood for more cheese. And the movie was done. So I pulled up Bon Cop, Bad Cop.
Oh, so fun.
Because you got to love cheese.
And especially bilingual cheese.
I love the movie.
Sorry, I had this image of like a block of cheddar. Bonjour. Hello. We're not nuts. No,
not at all.
This is not how my brain works. No.
It's such a fun movie though, because they talk in both languages and I don't have to read the subtitles, so I was spinning while I was listening to it, and I just laugh so much. I've seen it probably a dozen times and I still laugh every time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is
awesome.
Fun.
It's
I haven't been watching anything, not even like podcasts or anything. I've been, because I'm like knitting, so I can listen to things.
I've caught up on all my podcasts. Well,
wow.
No, I've caught up.
I'm not
on all my regular podcasts that I usually keep up with every week.
Okay.
I caught up on those.
And then you have
Then I have the 30 or so that I
watch every once in a while.
Binge watch, like 5 or 6 episodes at a time.
Okay.
I still have a bunch of those to catch up on. But I caught up on a bunch of knitting ones, and it's been fun seeing, like, there are a bunch of them that are doing a KAL together, like separate, like Feathered Stitches and Cozy Up and is it Northern Knits? No, it's one of the ones in Manitoba. I can't remember. I think
doesn't matter.
Anyway,
go on.
And I think Melissa, somebody else in Southern Alberta, and so there's 4 podcasts doing Stephen West. They're doing the Imagination Station.
I don't like it.
You know what? I have seen it in like a gradient with white and black and loved it. But I've seen lots of wild color ones
like
that
his,
I did.
yeah.
But I think a lot of his patterns are like that though, because I did my Daybreak shawl.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's one
I like
of my
some of his
favorite
older
shawls.
ones, but some of his newer patterns just aren't
Well,
they're just not my cup of. Yeah.
Well, and it's just the color choices, I think, a lot of the times. And the photography highlights the wild colors.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But then when I see somebody else knit it up, and I'm like, oh, actually, I really like that. So, and apparently, I'm not completely against wild colors lately. So,
yeah.
But, yeah. So, it's been fun catching up on all of those and seeing different podcasts connect like that.
Yeah.
And then I caught up on minute physics. So I don't know if I've talked about that one before. So Henry, we use this graphic artist, and he did little sketches of science stuff, and he narrates them after the fact, and they're all like a minute long, and they cover like from light refraction to why ozone goes up and down in our atmosphere, and like anything and everything. Why E = MC² is a thing, why water evaporates, like you name it, he's covered it all in a minute, and they're fabulous.
Yeah.
I think the longest ones are collaborations he did where there was a minute on his and a minute on the other person's podcast, but they're really cute, and I was like 2 years behind on that one. So
luckily they're only a minute long.
They're only a minute, so it's a little bit faster to catch up on it.
Yeah.
It's been fun, and now he has Minute Earth too, which is a lot of fun, so yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it for me.
I think we're done.
I think so.
Hopefully next time we will have more knitting.
Yeah, I will. I'm not planning on tons of dyeing this week. I'm gonna, actually I think I'm gonna dye one thing for sure. Ken from Homestead Hobbyist, who's a dyer that I love, is doing why do I want to say heavenly? That's somebody else that I like. Homestead Hobbyist, and he's doing the HH Sock Along on Instagram. And it's spin for socks during the Tour de Fleece, and then knit the socks in the next month. So I think this pink fiber was practice at spinning thin enough for socks. So I think I'm going to dye up some fiber that would be...
You could knit thick socks too.
I could, but
not as much fun.
But I could do that, but I wouldn't wear them as much.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to dye up some fiber for myself in a good sock blend, and then spin that. So yeah,
that is very cool.
It would be very cool.
So. Yeah, I have plans, but after this shawl is done, then I have a shawl that is for Rebecca's wedding that I have to get done.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that one's not a negotiable deadline.
No, it's not.
But you've still got time.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And it won't take long to finish.
Yeah.
But this one, there's a whole nother skein. So
I'd say I could finish it for you, but our gauges are so wildly, crazily different.
I'm enjoying it. So
anyway, I think we'll leave you there.
Have a lovely weekend.
Have fun knitting.
You'll see this on like
middle of the week. Yeah.
Never mind.
Our internet's crap.
Have a lovely whatever it is.
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday, usually.
For whenever they watch it.
Yeah, but that's when I get it up. So.
But maybe they're watching it next weekend.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe they're watching it in the middle of the night.
Maybe you're watching this in the past. Do you have a TARDIS? If you have a TARDIS, contact me, and I want to borrow it.
Yes. Well, no.
And it doesn't matter how long I want to borrow it, because I can return it whenever I want. But if you've got a TARDIS,
it could get us more time and more space.
Yes.
We could fill it with books.
Fill the whole thing with books and yarn, because it's bigger on the inside. And then you could knit and read and weave and spin and dye and not run out of time and be back in time for dinner. Dinner.
Sorry.
She needs some food, apparently, because she's getting sleepy.
Caffeine.
Still your patriotic
My
Coke?
needle just fell out of my knitting.
That's what you get for drinking Coke. I don't know.
Anyway, have a good whatever it is, and we'll see you next time.
Happy knitting. Bye.
Oh, my dad.
See ya.